Welcome back, everybody, with SimTraX Broadcasting. Another fine Saturday night here with the gRaceland Shootout Series. Do want to mention a quick shout out here for the 5-Star Beverages and the Beef Jerky Unlimited sponsors here for this league race. Appreciate you guys joining us here tonight. It is a wonderful day here in Kentucky. This is going to be a wild one here at this 1.5-mile track. Unfortunately, this track has been shut down to the public, but that does not stop our boys here on the sim to go ahead and race it. Now, this track has been reconfigured from the 14 degrees to the 17 degrees between 1 and 2, and some of these guys can reach up to 190 miles an hour. I would probably say driver that we're seeing out there, Adam Robertson, is hitting 185 out there tonight, so I'm interested to see how many drivers can maintain that kind of speed heading into this track here tonight, which should be a wild one. Right now, I'm showing about 16 guys getting squared off for this one, and I'm excited to see what they can do as you know, as they exit out of turn 2 and turn 4, getting real close to these safer barriers. Another shout out I want to give out there is to the Speedway Illustrated. They are giving away a year's subscription to the top 5 drivers tonight on the finish. So we'll definitely a lot of interesting things happening here in the gRaceland Shootout Series. The pole winner gets 2 bags of beef jerky, and now the top 5 tonight get a year subscription to Speedway Illustrated. And I am super excited to have all you guys here tonight. We are about to start qualifying here in just a moment, but not quite just yet. So we'll talk a little bit about how some of our drivers ended up last week. If you guys remember anything about that, we actually, Ruel Thain actually pulled away the win on that when he gets his first one here of the year, and he's got to be super excited about that. We did take a week off, though, last week due to these guys just getting an off week. If there were any beefs, they went ahead and handled it out at the Figure 8 race. So Chicagoland is the last place you saw us. Another closed down track. And I've got to admit, I really enjoy seeing these guys head to tracks that are, kind of pushed by the wayside, but fortunately iRacing holds it up. But let's stick to Chicagoland, where we were. Ruel Thain, Tommy DeLago, and Daniel Holloway came in 1, 2, 3, and they're going to be looking to repeat that. But something tells me tonight we're going to have somebody else. We're going to have somebody else here in the winner's circle. I don't know if Tommy DeLago is going to get back up to into the front. I know he's been really, really strong as of late, a whole lot of times this season, and I'm interested to see if any more drivers are going to have that opportunity to push their way forward and get into the front. Taking a look at Daniel Holloway here, he's been on a tear as of late, and once we get kind of under qualifying here, we'll take a little peek at our championship points, see where all these guys stack up. I know Adam Robertson's still knocking down some fast times out there of a 15:56 there between 3 and 4. So obviously that is going to be not quite his strongest corner there, but let's go ahead and get this underway, as I believe we are getting locked and loaded here for qualifying. Let's take a look at our championship lineup here as we get this one started here tonight. Philip Temple still leads the charge here with 313 points. Tommy DeLago sitting there with 286. Adam Robertson sitting 3rd, Holloway 4th, and Randy Bledsoe into 5th. So a lot of these drivers trying to get that little extra boost. They just need that one extra push, and I think somebody's going to break free here. But you do not want to let that 17 Midas machine get away from you. That Philip Temples does so very, very well. I do want to admit, Philip Temples is not out here on the track. So he may lose the lead here tonight. If Thomas DeLago can get a solid run here, that may go ahead and do it for him. That is for the top 20 we have tonight. I believe we got some other gentlemen down here toward the bottom who've been having a little trouble seeing the Ruel Thain. You see him sitting there 21st with a win, breaks into at least 100 points here, but a lot of charging they got to do. But when you got drivers like David Cox, who's out here every night sitting 14th, good luck trying to beat that, a driver like that. And let's get back onto the track. Seeing that Tommy DeLago and his Chevrolet starting to get a slow warm-up lap here. And we'll see how well he can do. No one has qualified any times as of yet. Definitely trying to warm up these tires, though. I want to give a good shout out to our main sponsor of the series, 5-Star Beverages. They can make your drinks come true. 5-Star Beverages can design your drink system, and they'll work with everything from beer, soda, coffee, and tea. They do sales, service, and installs, and they are your beverage system specialist. They do anything that you can dream of on top, fountain machines, coffee machines, bubblers for tea, slushies, etc. So guys, you can check them out at 5starbeverages.com. Taking a look at Tommy DeLago here. Let's try to get some of these times up and see where they stack up here. Looks like a little mix-up there for 7th. Larry Fairman sitting there in 7th. So far, so good for Robert Lynch. I know out there in my bio down at the bottom, I was saying Robert Lynch and his 21 Toyota might have a shot here tonight. I'd like to see him be able to yank this one out here to see if he can get a solid time. Qualifying about half over. Lynch still holds it. Tommy DeLago will be sitting 4th. Billy Stanley is in that 6th position, but we still got a couple guys who might be qualifying out there. Randy Bledsoe, I think, is finishing up his final lap here. Right now, I have Bobby Narberg, Dean Viney, and Butch Gilpin have yet to put tires onto the track. Randy Bledsoe sitting 8th. Does he get any more? One more. 7th. That bumps Billy Stanley in his 8 Chevrolet down to 8th. So good to see Richard Sudduth back out here in the Victory Sim Chevrolet. Trying to see if anybody else might be getting it. I believe Robert Lynch is going to have that beef jerky in the bag. And I think he might just have it here. So nobody else out here on the track. I think the last 3 Chevrolets are going to go ahead and check out of this one. The 006, the 71 of Dean Viney, and the 18 of Butch Gilpin. So what you see there for the last minute of qualifying should do it for us. Robert Lynch is going to be not as hungry as he usually is. I know he's hungry for a win, but at least his belly won't be rumbling there with the beef jerky he's got coming his way. Excellent job here by Robert Lynch. Anthony Bledsoe getting into that 2nd spot, and Daniel Holloway sitting 3rd. So the Candyman makes another run at it again, looking for another podium here. And so far, so good. He's been hot as of late. I know he's got a win under his belt, 3rd place last week. And now he'll be starting 3rd here tonight. Robert Lynch actually finished 4th there at Chicagoland. He'll now be starting in that front position. Greg Myers was 5th at Chicagoland. Richard Sudduth, Ricky Williams, Rob Yost, Douglas Ross, and Larry Fairman were your top 10 last week. And that was a shootout there. I kind of like that race there at Chicagoland. Those guys definitely put them side by side for sure. And that's going to do it for our run here tonight. So Robert Lynch got it done here. And we'll see if we can pull Robert Lynch down and have a chat with him about what it takes to be fast here at Kentucky. All right. See if we can grab hold of Robert Lynch. Where is he? All right, let's see if we can get a hold of Robert Lynch here. Rob, you got a copy on me here, bud?
I do, Patrick, I do.
All right, well, looks like you win the Beef Jerky Unlimited Pole Award here tonight. Talk to me about what it takes to be fast.
It's your line. You gotta, well, especially for qualifying. Qualifying's a little bit different than running the race, but it's all about hitting the apex just right and be able to get that, run that line. I've been practicing like crazy for the qualifying tonight, and it paid off.
All right, well, where you're sitting here in the points, yeah, I put it out there, you know, this one might be yours. I know you've been kind of juggling a win here. You're getting close, you're getting there, you're getting some lead laps, but we haven't quite got the win yet. I mean, is this going to be the track to call it?
I don't know. I hope so. I've been doing a lot of practice in here, Don, in the last couple of days. I mean, my team, so we're just, you know, we're hopefully we got it in tonight, so.
All righty. Well, looking at the rest of the schedule, I probably would say Talladega is not going to be maybe your run, just because Talladega is a super speedway. Anybody can race there. But North Wilkesboro, if it's not tonight, race 10, that's really got to be in your corner. North Wilkesboro is looking pretty strong there for that 21 Toyota out there.
Yeah. North Wilkesboro is my home track. I live right down the road from the track. So I should do real good there unless I get wrecked out.
All right, congratulations on winning the pole here tonight. Go and give me your shout-outs.
I appreciate it. Of course, AKA Racing, my son, my grandson's our racing team, Hound Dog Racing. Of course, our league, use Patrick there, Beef Jerky Unlimited, 5-star beverages for sponsoring the whole season this time. Also, we have tonight we have a special giveaway. We got Speedway Illustrated is going to be giving away to top 5 drivers a yearly subscription. So that's a prize for the drivers tonight.
Dang. I was going to say, how you get in contact with people like that? All right, Robert Lynch, appreciate you joining us here in the booth tonight, and hopefully we'll find you later on in the race.
All right, thank you, Patrick.
All right, that is going to do it for our pole sitter, Robert Lynch. Squared away, ready to go here. I want to see if we can find a couple of these other drivers out here. I know Dean Viney. Let's try to talk Dean Viney out here. Let's see if we can find Dean. Dean, you got a copy?
I got you.
There he is, Dean Viney. Talk to me about tonight's race, man. What's kind of the outlook for your team working on Kentucky?
Well, truthfully, I think we got to find some more speed somewhere. We just, out in practice and that, just ain't got the speed it need, to be honest with you. So we're going to try to work on some speed and maybe just save tires. We didn't qualify. We're just searching for that speed right now. We're just kind of lacking on that, I think. Other than that, I think it's going to be a good, fun race, I believe. It's just, we're just going to try to save some tires and hope we miss all the nasty stuff that happens and see where we end up.
Oh, that's fine, man. I've seen, even if some drivers don't have speed, sometimes pit strategy comes into play, and all you got to do is somebody take an extra, take 4 tires instead of the 2. These guys might be gambling, maybe not take as much fuel to save some weight, and then all of a sudden you're going from, second to last or 5th to last or something, and you're rolling in the top 5 with only 8 to go. So maybe that may be something you guys are kind of wheeling and dealing out there in that 71 Chevrolet. Dean Viney, give me your shout-outs here, bud.
Yeah, I think you're right. That's what we're going to try to hope for maybe in that. And I'd just like to give a shout-out to Pit Stall and that and all the guys, at Billy and them. I know what it takes to put this stuff on and, appreciate what they're doing.
All righty, appreciate you, Dean Viney. That is Dean Viney, everybody, in the 71 Chevrolet and the Harley-Davidson Safe Light 71. All right, and we're going to try to catch up back with him later on in the race, hopefully. I know a lot of guys are just having so much trouble, and the way they've done this schedule this time, this race, has been really, really crazy. But we'll try to kind of cue in here a little bit and hear the most famous words of NASCAR.
Drivers of the GRaceLand Shootout Series, I'm Carl Fredrickson from Speedway Illustrated. Remember, the top 5 finishers get a free 1-year subscription to America's favorite Motorsports Monthly. And right now, it's time to start your engines.
As they are getting them fired up, ready to go here, let's take a look at our starting grid. Robert Lynch, Anthony Bledsoe here sitting 1 and 2. Daniel Holloway sitting in the 3rd position next to Tommy DeLago. That's going to be a good shootout there for the 3 and 4 spot. Adam Robertson is going to be looking to break into that. Well, he's already starting in the 5th position. And sudden death, Richard Suddeth will be sitting in the 6th position. Randy Bledsoe, defending champ, 81 machine, trying to see if he can get up there for the season 1. Let's see if Billy Stanley can break into that. Starting 8th. Ricky Williams will be in the 9th position. Fireball Woody, we're taking a look at him driving off now in the number 32 Chevrolet. He'll be starting in the 10th position. Larry Fairman will be 11th with Jerome Cooper on his outside, rotating to the back of the field here. For some of these unfortunate drivers here, Douglas Ross and Butch Gilpin, 13 and 14. Dean Viney, we had a chat with him in that 15th position. And Bobby Narberg, I believe he is all the way here in the back, unfortunately, in the final spot. 16 drivers here tonight And we'll see if the 006 can at least break into the top 10 here. This is going to be a wild one here at Kentucky. I'm interested to see what all these guys can do after this racetrack has been reconfigured. Biggest thing, some of these guys, that I didn't ask them during the warm-up, is how they're going to kind of fare with this kind of driving, with them narrowing turns 1 and 2. Like I was saying before, the banking had changed from 14 to 17 between 1 and 2, and the narrowing of the track that gives the cars leaving pit road a wider exit. It's going to be very, very tough on that new pavement, but let's see what we can get going here at Kentucky as Robert Lynch, Anthony Bledsoe here in the front row. Interesting to see that Robert Lynch has the low line here, and this may prove to be a very, very dicey move, taking that low side. Anthony Bledsoe is going to capitalize high side here, and away they go. Man, oh man, oh man, this is going to be tight. Let's try to keep an eye on where we are starting here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it going. 21 Toyota and Anthony Bledsoe's Toyota in the front. Sitting 1 and 2. I was wondering if Robert Lynch riding that low, touching that paint, he's going to rotate up a little bit, and he does. Goes ahead and gets in front of that 54 to cut him off there. Tommy DeLago moves up a position around Daniel Holloway, and Holloway's falling down. Right now he's stumbling a little bit here on these first couple laps. You see him drop it below on the apron again. 5th place for him now. But Richard Sudduth, watching everything happening here, has capitalized and gained 2. So is Billy Stanley. Billy Stanley has picked up 2 positions as well. So he is just about to break into the top 5 here. But it's going to be a long way to go as the rest of this race proves to be something tough. Tommy DeLago, inside line for him as Anthony Bledsoe's now under fire. 2nd place battle here we're looking at. Looking to see if we can jab another Chevrolet into the top. See if he can squeeze in there. And Tommy DeLago's got that 2nd place, but not for long. Anthony Bledsoe's going to try to get the turn exit here. Very, very tough here as they dive into turn 3. Outside line for Anthony Bledsoe. Right now he's only got about a fender left on the 86 machine of Tommy DeLago. DeLago might be able to clear here, but good to notice. You see he's not riding up on him. So they are definitely showing each other some respect here, but whether the tires are going to tolerate this kind of punishment, I don't know. 54 machine. Bledsoe out of shape here, and now he rotates up. He's still going to be stuck on the high side as Daniel Holloway gets back into 4th. And it looks like Billy Stanley's trying to make sure he gets a little bit of this fresh air and stays on the bottom. Dives it into turn 3, gets a fender, let's go. So that's going to do it for our top 5 here so far, as it looks like everybody single files out here a little bit. That moves us after these first 5 laps. That Robert Lynch, Tommy DeLago, Richard Sudduth, Daniel Holloway, and Anthony Bledsoe is now the new lineup. But Anthony Bledsoe falling way, way off here, now down to 8th. Watching Randy Bledsoe go by, Adam Robertson go by. Something's wrong here. He may have clipped the edge of this wall. Not 100% sure what's going on with this 54 machine, but he hasn't. No caution out yet. I'll tell you, keep an eye here on that number 54 machine. See if he's got any damage to that right side, because it looks like that right front fender may be crinkled up pretty bad. There's one thing you do not want to do. Yeah, that side is messed up. What you don't want to do is have any sort of trouble out there with any kind of aerodynamics. These 1.5-mile cookie cutters are so temperamental. You can't be banging your car all to pieces. So let's rotate back up front here and see how Billy Stanley's working on the outside. It looks like a Randy Bledsoe as Bledsoe slides underneath, and Adam Robertson. These two going at it side by side underneath. Ooh, Billy Stanley cuts right in the middle of them. Can't blame him. Got to stop the bleeding here. Richard Sudduth has now gotten a hold of Daniel Holloway. Still in front. Sudduth is now 3rd. Highest spot he's had all season. I know he's been off for a little bit following Victory Sim around. Away they go. Appreciate you guys joining us here at SimTraX Broadcasting. Guys, go and give me a like or a subscription there. I do definitely like seeing you guys out here, and they'll ping you whenever I am live. See at least 14 eyeballs out there watching here so far, looking pretty good. Let's rotate back here to Ricky Williams in the number 4 Chevrolet. Haven't talked about him much. He's kind of got a little battle going along here with the 78 of Douglas Ross, Ricky Williams sitting in the 4 Chevrolet, and Butch Gilpin. And that looks like it may have slowed down here a little bit. The number 4 of Ricky Williams, Lowe's Chevrolet, might be getting a little pressure here. It looks like Adam Robertson under fire again, trying to see if he can figure out a way around Billy Stanley. Billy Stanley rides him up the track a little bit to try to open up that gap, but that only applies more speed here for Robertson. as they get away. I think we're going to have some little trouble here in the front. But we'll stick here as I want to keep an eye up there on that ticker and see if Tommy DeLago thinks about passing Lynch. He's only behind by a tenth, and DeLago may be taking that peak here. Trying to get the run on him, not quite just yet. He's only got about a bumper on him. Here he comes. Right now, God bet you Robert Lynch is kind of starting to scratch his head, wondering what he can do maybe to slow this guy down. Not looking good from Robert Lynch here, looking back. Find Billy Stanley. Billy Stanley, the battle is over. He's back to 7th. Now, I know Billy's gone up and down a little bit here. He's now down to, up to 7th place. He's gained at least one position here. Unfortunately, the person who's lost the most is Anthony Bledsoe. He is down pit. He's at least down in his box, coming up on 2 minutes now for that 54 Toyota. Hate to see him getting out front, battling for the lead, and now almost dead out of this one. That is a heartbreaker for him. Anthony Bledsoe may or may not be checked out of this race here. 25 laps left to go. Robert Lynch still holding the lead here. Just barely. He's got to have a almost flawless pit stop here from Robert Lynch. As I would probably wonder if right now he is questioning 2 tires or 4. Kentucky's very, very tough on those right side tires, so it'd almost be crazy not to take right side. But we've heard from Tommy DeLago many a times out there, left sides is what he chooses most of the time. So I'm interested to see if he sticks with that theory. Robert Lynch still leading this one by about a quarter of a second over top of Tommy DeLago's Beef Jerky Unlimited Chevrolet. Richard Sutton sitting 3rd. I guarantee you right now he's got to be ecstatic about his angle here, as he's moved up 3 positions to get 3rd place. Daniel Holloway is sitting 4th. Randy Bledsoe is in that 5th position. Talk about man on the move here. I want to take a look at Ricky Williams here. Ricky Williams is really scooting up here. He's got picked up 2 positions, just got over top of Billy Stanley here, and so is Butch Gilpin. So I'm wondering, it's starting to look like a lot of guys are having a lot of tire fall off here, as I think Billy Stanley's working his way down pit. Billy Stanley down pit road. Okay, back up to the lead guys here. Randy Bledsoe now 5th. Interesting enough, like I said, to see some of our past champions not really getting a whole good shot at what we've got coming up here so far. Bledsoe is sitting 5th. Robertson sitting 6th. Philip Temple still in the points lead. Tommy DeLago right behind him. Right now, this would be huge for Robert Lynch to get a win here. This would help slide him up. And everybody start catching up to Philip Temples out there, who is out for the night. He did not show no drive, so everybody will have a little chance. Maybe we'll see him at Talladega. That always seems to bring a huge crowd here. It's been all Robert Lynch's race here in Kentucky. Interesting to see. Notice how Robert Lynch is starting to take a more higher line, trying to probably be a little conservative on these tires with only 20 to go. Not too bad. At least 15 laps have been completed here. No caution. That is great. Daniel Holloway's gotten that 3rd position from Richard Sutton. Sutton a little slow out of turn 3 and 4. Now allowed Holloway to capitalize. Started picking up the pace here a little bit. Right now it looks like Robert Lynch may be kind of slipping up here a little bit. Lynch is having some trouble. Right now he's about 3/10 slower than Tommy DeLago's last lap. And I think it's starting to really pressure him here. Tommy DeLago looking for this angle here. Let's try to take a little ride along with Tommy. Notice how Tommy DeLago's having to back that turn way, way up. Not really accelerating into the turn much. He's way off the gas and then almost coasts it in. Boy, Lynch is capitalizing on that, though. Wow. So right in those 2 turns, right It looks like Robert Lynch is able to scurry away here by almost a second. Man, we try to take a look at Tommy DeLago picking up the pace by 0.3, and now was having a massive fall off here. And Tommy DeLago said, yep, that's it for me. This truck is hardly turning. I don't know if there's any adjustment he can make here, seeing these are fixed setups, so I think he might be living with what he's got. Let's see what kind of tires he takes. We'll talk about guys who are pitting. DeLago, Robertson, and Randy Bledsoe are down pit. Randy Bledsoe's working his way out. Larry Fairman is in, and Bledsoe's still in his pit box. 6 minutes. Man, oh man, oh man. Hate to see that for him. Let's rotate back up to the front where it looks like Daniel Holloway is going to go up front and get himself a lead lap here. As Robert Lynch and Richard Sudduth are on their way down pit. I'm interested to see if the rest of Hound Dog Racing follows along. Billy Stanley has already come in pit on lap 13. So he is trying to off-cycle pit this track. I like the call. Definitely a caution would save him here because I think he's going to have a big tire fall off here for Billy Stanley. Let's rotate back up to the front. Daniel Holloway. There he comes down pit. That is going to put Ricky Williams into the front. Lead lap here for Ricky Williams. Not too bad here. I would question his best lap is a 31.03. His last time was a 32.3. So he's got to really watch it here because he's about a second and a quarter off his fastest time. With that much time losing, these guys are going to start reeling him in. And best case scenario, coming out of pit, he'll be somewhere in the back 15. So he's got to hurry up and consider pitting soon. Butch Gilpin may be thinking the same thing. And Bobby Narberg, I believe, are the last of our holdouts here. At 006, Bobby Narberg sitting there running about 160 miles an hour into this turn. Doesn't seem to be checking up at all. And I think he might be trying to stay out one more lap. Yes, he is. So far, so good, I would say. Tommy DeLago came down with a 9.8 second pit stop time. And Robert Lynch came down with a almost just under 15 seconds. Lynch drops to 7th place, but he'll be up into probably 4th when Bobby Narberg pits. Some of these guys starting to shuffle it up here a little bit. Daniel Holloway chasing Randy Bledsoe now. Completely caution-free race up to this point so far. 14 laps to go, 13 when we hit the line. This has been a good shootout here so far. For anybody who's just now joining, Robert Lynch ended up getting the pole, led all laps until now. When he has pit, now it's kind of flip-flopped on him now. Tommy DeLago now has the lead. Way in the front, Randy Bledsoe sitting 2nd, Daniel Holloway's 3rd, and Lynch sits 4th. Bobby Narberg, who just decided to pit, is now going to be shuffling on down. And Richard Sudduth now sits 5th. Now, some of these guys who have decided on a 2-tire pit stop, one's being Tommy DeLago and Daniel Holloway. Those two Chevrolets decide to go with a 2-tire stop. Now, yes, it has increased their distance, but will that extra set of left side tires for some of these drivers pay off in the end? And I think that's what Robert Lynch is kind of gambling on here. He's really going to have to push this thing as he's sitting about 6.5 seconds off pace. Not too good here. 11 machine of Larry Fairman following behind the 78 Toyota Douglas Ross. Where's Ricky Williams? I saw he's been moving a lot here. Sitting 7th now. Billy Stanley's at least retained back into 8th. As I say that, Butch Gilpin overtakes him. Interesting angles we got here on all of our drivers, trying to figure out really what's the best angle to, or a different strategy these guys can take out here at Kentucky. This has been a wild race here so far. A couple of guys shuffling back and forth, but pit strategy has really come into play here, and that's exactly what you're seeing, is guys who decide to pit at different times. We're watching Adam Robertson. Looks like he's working around, but I believe Robertson's actually a lap down. He had a 54-second pit stop. Well, I think he may have sped into pit road. Unfortunately, he is, with him being lapped down here, he's going to have to run down Fireball Woody, which is about 15 seconds off his nose. Not looking too good. Let's rotate back up front. Sudden death. There's Robert Lynch. Lynch has now cut it down to about 6 seconds here, but 10 to go. All right, now I think Lynch's team is kind of getting pretty upset with that call there in pit. Daniel Holloway sitting third. Randy Bledsoe is second. These are going to be your closest guys out here on the track, other than Williams and Ross. Rotate back to Ricky Williams here, taking a look back there at Ross. Some of these drivers trying their best to figure out another way. I know a caution would definitely clump this up and make it a little more racy, but I'm sure some of these guys would probably rather not have that. Bledsoe, Holloway. Lynch has picked up another quarter of a second in the past 2 laps, and now he's really pouring on the coal now. He's down to 5.5 seconds. Tommy DeLago, I'm wondering if he's got any fall off here, but running into some lap traffic is going to cause a problem. Here comes Tommy DeLago now. Looks like he might have Dean Viney on his outside there, and he does. Sets himself up for the turn, and right now it looks like Tommy might be driving away with this one. Now starting to pick up more speed. Daniel Holloway has gotten around Randy Bledsoe, and Holloway had a 2-tire stop. So far, everybody so good. Not seeing anybody else have to re-pit. I was concerned if Billy had to come back down again. Seeing he is now falling back down to 10th. Butch Gilpin's moved up 7 positions, so right now hard charger here of the night. He's trying to chase down Ricky Williams. Not too bad. We are watching the battle here for a second. Daniel Holloway and Richard, wow, Daniel Holloway and Randy Bledsoe. I keep thinking about probably old sudden death out here. I can't keep calling him out. Richard Sudden sitting top 5. Where I was going with that is right now he is the last guy for our yearly subscription, but I am under caution with 6 laps to go. That's not good. See if some of these guys mash back up. Caution laps are not counted here in this league, so they're going to stack them up again. If you guys hold on just a second, let's try to figure out what happened here. All right, everybody, we are back taking a look over top. Taking a look at Fireball Woody and Dean Viney. It looks like Fireball might have rotated up and caught the edge of him right there. Hooked the back bumper and sent Viney around. Well, actually, Viney maintained. But Fireball Woody got spun out and slung down into... Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't think you can do that, brother. Once under pit road, you can't exit back like that, so that is going to do it. Most of these guys have returned back down pit. And it's interesting to see who did and who didn't. Tommy DeLago, Robert Lynch now moves in that 2nd spot. Daniel Holloway is sitting 3rd, Bledsoe in the 4th, and Butch Gilpin 9 positions up, sitting 5th. Right now, that knocks down Sudduth down to 7th. This is huge. Right now, Robert Lynch almost got a lifeline out there tonight. So whoever he called definitely saved him tonight. As he rotates up front now, here's the catch. Some of these guys coming back down pit again. I would say Tommy DeLago came down and decided on 4 tires. Robert Lynch gambled and took 2. I see about a 10.5 second stop here for Robert Lynch. So that is a big, big toss-up here. From where this puts him. This is huge right now for Robert Lynch. So I know a couple of these guys are going to be kind of juggling here. I'm interested to see where this goes. Do want to give a shout out there for our league sponsors. 5-Star Beverages and Beef Jerky Unlimited. And I also want to give a special shout out for Speedway Illustrated tonight, being the sponsor of the race here tonight for the top 5 drivers. All right, now that would be Delago, Lynch, Holloway, Bledsoe, and Gilpin. 6 laps left to go with this one here at the Kentucky Speedway, and this has been a wild race as of yet. All pit strategy. Really, that's most of what this track has been. Robert Lynch held off Tommy Delago for at least the first 15 or 18 some odd laps, and then Robert Lynch has been doing nothing but trying to chase Tommy Delago down. Now he's got him close enough where they can at least trade some paint here. This is our first caution up until this point. And it would be very, very curious to see if any more decide to try to do something a little different here. I think Dean Viney is trying to stay out here. I see him here in the front. I'm interested to see. I think it may give him a wave around here. Seeing these guys are double stacking. That should get him back onto the lead lap, seeing that he stayed out. Uh-oh. Richard Sudduth might be having a little trouble here on that outside line. Uh-oh, come on, Richard Sudduth. What's going on here, bud? 8th place. There we go. I think it's telling Ricky Williams he needs to be in front of him or something. All right, so what you see here is what our next lineup is. Pace truck lights are off. Let's see if we can get this one going. 5 laps when we get to the line. Robert Lynch now has the outside, maybe the more favorable line here, but he cannot let Tommy Delago get away. He's only got one shot at this. Randy Bledsoe looking to see if he can squeak out a win this so far this season, and he's going to be chasing the 86, who gets an awesome jump here. Daniel Holloway sitting behind the 21 here. With only 5 laps to go right now, this is probably the best thing Robert Lynch could be hopeful for, is at least being this close, within half a second of the leader. But now he's dropped down to 3rd. He's going to be following Randy Bledsoe here, and this is going to be a tight run. Let's keep up with these two guys to see where this ends up. So far, Holloway working on the outside of Butch Gilpin. Gilpin Chevrolet working there on the outside. Nothing but Chevrolets here for the top 5, except Lynch, who's trying to make his Toyota prevail here tonight with 4 to go. Tommy Delago showing that 4-tire call is probably going to be the better stop of the two. But Lynch is trying to hold him close. Bledsoe is as well. Bledsoe only off by 3/10. Rotating on back, Daniel Holloway has had the fastest turn 1 and 2 of his entire night, of under 15 seconds, 14.94 to be exact. So Daniel Holloway trying to set this one up, see if he can get slung around here. Lynch is doing the same, giving that nudge there to Bledsoe. Robert Lynch trying to see if he can find a little more here. A lot of guys getting a lot of speed here. Daniel Holloway with a 30.62. Big time speed out of his. That matches Robert Lynch's best of the night as well. Randy Bledsoe trying to see if he can reach out there and get some of that draft, but isn't able to get quite close enough. As Tommy Delago is definitely holding these guys off. Fantastic job he's been running here tonight. Moving. And with Tommy Delago sitting second in points, this is going to sling him into the lead if he can get a win here. If he somehow oddly spins out, that is going to change the game for everybody. Fast lap. Last lap time for Bledsoe of a 30.66. Not quite the fastest guy on the track, but he's definitely picking up the pace here. A 3/10 away, and the white flag is out. Tommy DeLago getting this one all to himself with a 3/10 lead in front of him. Watch Robert Lynch to not let off the gas on this one. He's going to be trying to send this one for sure. Ricky Williams breaks into the top 5 here. Right now he's holding in front of Gilpin. Bledsoe may be under fire. Here comes Holloway. Holloway full send on the bottom. Lynch outside line. Here he comes. Now trying to see if he can get just a little more here. He may have to cross up. No, yes, no, he decides not to. Side by side, oh man, and there's the contact. Holy cow, Randy Bledsoe gets and Tommy DeLago takes the win here from Kentucky Speedway. And that's how a shootout should be. Only one caution, and it was just a slight minor miscalculation by a couple of guys out there. No blatant contact, everything else. That was beautiful. Guys, don't go away. I've obviously got to catch up with all our drivers here tonight and next week, Talladega. And I'll tell you what, if there is a track that anyone can win at and brings the most drivers out, it's Talladega. These guys enjoy super speedways, 3-wide racing, and really my whole thing is, with it being a shootout at Talladega, I am very, very concerned or question what these guys can do. Because during a shootout, normally just super speedway, you take your time, you fight your way to the front, but I just don't see that happening. There's no way. It's just not. It's not going to happen. These guys are going to be pushing as hard as they can all the way to the line. So it's going to be a wild one for sure. But guys, hang on just real tight. We'll pop up our finishing lineup here as these guys stack up here in the front. Tommy DeLago with a fantastic job here tonight. Yeah, I really wonder what happened to Anthony Bledsoe out there. Very concerned. That was he had kind of a mess up out there, but hate to see that happen for him. But everybody, all right, hold on just a second, and we'll chase down our race winners here tonight. All right, everybody, and we have caught up with him, the man. Right here, it looks like we've caught up with the 21 Toyota of Robert Lynch. Rob, we talked to you before here on this track about Kentucky, man. Just, it seemed pit strategy may have come into play on this one. This was a huge pit tire call.
Yeah, it was. Tommy and a couple of them pitted sooner than I was planning on to, and according to the way my tires are falling off, I wanted to go a few more laps, but they would have created too much of a distance, so I had to make the adjustment, and we got caught. But we got caught back up, and then that weird caution come out, and that put us together. But yeah, that start of Tommy at the line when we restarted, he was able to juke that start and caught me, and then Randy was able to benefit and get on me also. So yeah. Congrats to Tommy for doing that.
Yeah, it was definitely a wild run. And you say a weird caution. I'm fairly certain you were right there at it. You saw, the two made contact there. I believe it was Dean Viney and I think Fireball Woody. And then you were slinging right around as he was slinging back out of pit. That was definitely a nail biter there. Talk to me about next week, Talladega. What is you and your team here? How do you get linked up and push everybody to the front?
Well, with Talladega, it's just like with Daytona. You gotta work with people in order for the draft, because the draft comes into play really big time there. So it's all about working with people and staying clean. That's the biggest thing with Talladega.
All right, man. Shout outs.
Of course, AK Racing. That's me, my son's grandson's team. Hound Dog Racing. 5-Star Beverages for putting, sponsoring the league. Of course, Beef Jerky. Thanks to them, because I won the polls this week, so I get my bags of jerky, which I love. Great beef jerky. Victory Sim. Wickedbeads.com. My son's welding company does a lot of my fabrication for me. So, and of course, SimTraX Broadcasting. Patrick, you do a wonderful job. And of course, check us out at gRaceland Shootout Series.com. And thank you to all the fans.
Oh yeah, and don't forget Speedway Illustrated, buddy. Oh yeah,
That's right. That's right.
Because you're in it, man.
Yeah, I get my subscription. Yeah.
All right, Rob Lynch. Appreciate you joining us tonight, and I'll catch up with you next week.
All right, thank you, Patrick.
Everybody, has Robert Lynch. That moves us to Randy Bledsoe. Not quite getting a win as of yet here, but he's still trying. Randy Bledsoe, talk to me here, man. This is a wild run here tonight. What would it have taken to run down Tommy DeLago?
Hey, Patrick, long time no see.
Yeah, buddy.
I had nothing for Tommy D. He was the class of the field. I was just trying to short pit everybody to try to get a little bit of position, which I did, till that caution come out. Then I had to drive it like I stole it.
Yeah, this season's been a lot different, between you and Robertson. Back and forth, season 1, season 2 winners. Both you guys, no offense, you guys seem to be struggling a little bit this year.
The competition in this series, in this GRaceland Shootout, is sky high. It's really up there.
All right.
It's hard to finish top 5 with these guys.
All right.
Well, of course, I've had a lot of bad luck too. So.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely what you want to see, is the competition ramp up. I mean, what kind of breaks people is when somebody wins and they keep winning and winning and winning, and then you're like, come on, man, give me a break. So, second place finish for you tonight. This has got to be a huge confidence booster heading into Talladega. But talk to me about Talladega. I mean, what are you going to do? Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, Anthony Bledsoe didn't have a good run here tonight. Do you have any idea what happened?
He had technical problems. His VR was messing up with him. He's been having a little bit of technical problems out of his computer. So every time he starts a race, it always lose frame rates, freezes, and all that. So he couldn't finish. But yeah, Talladega. I've got a lot of wins at Talladega. We'll see. That's all I can say.
All right. Well, I definitely expect to see the 81 and I believe the 28. The two of you guys trading paint. For some reason, I see the return of you two going at it again. Randy Bledsoe, congratulations on your second place finish tonight. Give me your shout-outs.
I give a shout-out, first of all, to all the fans that tunes in to watch us. Unlimited Beef Jerky, 5-Star Beverages, Hound Dog Racing, and to you for a good broadcast.
Appreciate it, Randy, and hopefully we'll see you at 81 Chevrolet in Victory Lane soon.
It's getting closer.
All right, everybody. That is Randy Bledsoe, and we've talked to this guy before, Tommy DeLago, and this just seems to be kind of easy coming here. And I talked to Robert Lynch here a little bit, Tommy, and it seems pit strategy was in your favor here tonight.
It was my plan the whole time. Pushed on him for a little while, and then decided, okay, looking at my laps, look how much fuel I had, and decided I don't really like how the truck feels that much, so I'm going to go in there a little early, get 2 tires, will be a shorter stop, and I actually think the truck will be a little more comfortable to loosen it up. And, man, we had a 3-second lead, so everything was working the way we wanted it to work, and then Woody and somebody got tangled up there, and so we had to try it all over again. So it all worked out.
Yeah, but talk to me about the final pit stop. I mean, we saw you took 2 tires, came back out, got the distance that you needed. But then to come back down and go for 4 tires after that, I mean, sometimes I try to find out what makes you do that. Why didn't you stay out?
Oh, there's no way. This place is a tire eater, and been a sitting duck on used tires.
I can definitely agree with that. I mean, but in the same respect here, Tommy, that restart that you had, that almost looked like you could have driven away with this one. I mean, the jump, you were out to half a second coming out of turn 2, and then Bledsoe tried to reel you in there pretty hard.
Yeah, I mean, he was fast. I was worried about him a little bit there, and I was worried about Kruns. And but when we start in the start box here, and so it kind of gives the leader a little bit of an advantage when there's only a couple laps left. So I knew I'd done a little practicing earlier, and instead of starting in second gear, I started in first, and that's what actually gave it. Be careful because you can spin the tires and crash. But I had practiced a few things during practice, and that was one of them, is seeing what I could do by taking off in first gear. And so I saved that for the end of the race there, and I think that gave me a little bit of breathing room, and just was able to hold on. Only reason I took 4 tires in that last stop is because I had a lot of laps on that left side. So it's like, I was going to be good if we kept going with the lead I had, but with everybody else on freshies and me trying to take 2 again, I've done that before, and it was, I might not have been able to win. So so I figured we're all stopping. So hopefully I come out, top 2. I didn't even mind if I was on the outside in number 2 position. Hey, I was just hoping for a podium. I haven't been here in a couple weeks, and just and I won't be able to be here again now for a couple weeks. So it sucks. I'm trying to see if I can finish in the top 3 for the season with missing all these races that I want to miss. So I have to win races.
No, man, I was gonna say that's the last thing I want to hear. We got Talladega coming up here. With Philip Temple's missing this race, this slings you into the lead. I mean, I was like, all right, man, well, what are we going to do Talladega? But now you're going to be missing weeks? I mean, when are we going to see you again? North Wilkesboro, Charlotte?
Weeks. Or, you guys all miss 2 races, and I'll be here for whatever the third week is. I've got a race. I've got a job. I got a race to do in, my other real job, other than the jerky, is I crew chief on a NHRA Top Fuel dragster. So I'll be gone next weekend in Phoenix for the race in Phoenix, and the weekend after that I'll be in Pomona, California. So yeah, I got a little bit of busy real stuff going on. So I knew this the whole time. That's why a couple times when I got wrecked and really shouldn't have got wrecked, that's why I was a little more madder than usual, just because I knew it was gonna be impossible just about for me to win the championship. But my goal was just to see if I could finish in the top 3, finish in the podium by the end of the year, even though I'm going to be missing races. That was my goal. Still a goal. It's going to be even a little harder, but who knows, man? You just never know. At Talladega, shoot, you don't know who's going to finish that race.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say that may be a one to check out, because I know it brings the most people. I'm sure we're going to see 22 to 25 guys there for sure. Tommy Delago, congratulations on your win. Give me a shout out there, bud.
Well, we'll give a shout out to Kruns for taking care of us all here and sudden death, and obviously Billy, for owning this league and putting it on. And it's a cool league that they put on. I really enjoy racing with everybody here. I enjoy putting a show on for their fans, and definitely enjoy getting on the podium and talking to you. You're very good at what you do with your job, and still slanging the jerky, and and also check out NHRA if you ever want to see what I do, and look for the Phillips Connect Top Fuel Dragster. Have a good night.
Cool. Appreciate it, Tommy.
All right, guys.
All right, man. That is going to do it here for Tommy Delago. That is an awesome dude. So glad to have him show up tonight, and I'm so glad to have all you guys here tonight. That was definitely a wild run for all our drivers. Delago, Bledsoe, Lynch, Holloway, and Ricky Williams will go ahead and end up winning a year subscription to Speedway Illustrated. And Robert Lynch gets the Beef Jerky Unlimited Pole Award here tonight, and our feature sponsor of 5-Star Beverages. Don't forget to check them out at 5starbeverages.com. Patrick Morrison here with SimTraX Broadcast, and that's going to do it for us here tonight. And we are going to be ready for the Thunder Racing Series this upcoming Sunday, and you will see me with the gRaceland Shootout Series at Talladega next week. So don't forget, don't miss that one. That's going to be the Alabama Mile. I guarantee you that's going to be a heck of a show. As long as we stay out of cautions, that should be slicing and dicing all over the track. But I'll catch you guys next time. Be well, be safe, be kind. I'll see you all next time.